Who are you, and what is your artistic habit?
Well, my name's Rich Cotton, and like most of my habits, my artistic ones are rather sloppy and unrefined, I'd say. But I don't know, it's always been a natural behavior to me since I was a child. My parents were very, very good with encouraging creativity and art, so it's a background to my whole life. I never thought much of it.
What is it about your preferred medium that seduces you?
There's a stillness to it required in it. There's a softness to the paper. It's the changing of it. It goes from one form, softly into another, and it requires traits that I don't necessarily possess. It requires a patience and a stillness, a deliberateness to it that I don't necessarily have those qualities in abundance. And with painting, it's great. If you're angry, upset, you can just throw the paint around, splash around. It really expresses how you feel. With folding, especially with paper, you can't approach it from an angry or agitated state because it won't work. The paper will tear, it just won't work out. It's a constant reminder to breathe and mindfully go about it. So it's a very positive challenge.
How do you envision your work evolving from this point?
That is a good question. There are many avenues that it could go down. I enjoy thinking about it, but I find that the possibilities for it, I get stuck, and then I end up not producing much of anything at all. The one way, there's a certain commercial aspect to it, which is enticing, most certainly, but it's a fine line between art and product, and one must be careful not to exploit the division between culture and art that we have today. But I see it going many ways. I think mostly I'll stick to the mobiles, the softer, more subtle art, as it were. Because I enjoy the approach it takes. It's kind of unnoticed, overlooked, as it were. But it's so many ways it could go.
What kind of imagery are you drawn to?
That's a very punny question. All imagery. I'm a big fan of dissonance, of contrasts, of opposites, but even it's hard to say. It's hard to pin down any specific one. It exposes my cynicism because I find it easier to say the imagery that repelled from. The imagery that I'm drawn to is I'm a fan of curves, there's opposites and contrasts, curves with straight lines, angles with soft features. I'm a fan of the ugliness of things, I suppose, the beautiness to the ugly.
Give us 2 artisans we should Google, and why.
The first, I would say, Rob Cortez. I don't know what you would find of him if you Google him. Certainly some things. He's a local Philadelphian artisan or craftsman, more likely. Self-educated, self-driven. He takes the approach to all things that if you want something, then just make it. And that he makes beautiful, beautiful works. His mobiles are just elegant pieces. It's very shapely metals and woods. His woodwork, his tile work for bathrooms, everything he touches has such a aesthetic appeal and such a signature style of his, and it's evident in all his actions. And he's been the most direct inspiration for me, without his even trying it. It's just the effect he has on the people around him. And second is kind of stretching the term artisan, but I would have to say John Dewey, who's a good old American philosopher. He's very involved with the Barnes Foundation and art appreciation, and his one work, Art as Experience, has had a profound impact on my outlook towards art, because I never thought much of it. It was just something that's seemed natural, a natural thing to do, and that his thoughts and insights into art in our world are just so reasonable that it requires a lot of pondering and a lot of realization to it. And I suggest everybody should look him up. He's perhaps the most important American figure to his ultimate dismay.
Why do you love Square Peg?
Well, have you been there? It's a wonderful store. It's everything about it. You walk in, it's a wonderful place to be. As well, the encouragement, the enabling. Like for myself, it's to be here now. If not for Square Peg, I wouldn't be here. It's great for. It's good for the city. It's good for the people. It's good. It's good for everything. Without it, people wouldn't have a chance, or wouldn't have such a chance as they do with it.
Have you ever been jailed for your art?
Not yet. I'm experiencing certain commercial,
Can I turn off the fan?
Yeah, same.
I totally forgot
I
that's
thought
gonna.
about it as well. The white
Sorry.
noise.